Greetings again, gang. Okay, many of you may have heard what the 4 boxes of liberty are. We're to the point where the third one is actively being used, and a lot of people, believe it or not, are ready for the fourth. Now, if you don't know what the 4 boxes of liberty are, they are the soap box, the ballot box, the jury box, and the cartridge box. Okay. Well, the soapbox we see used all the time. I mean, people getting up, screaming, yelling, doing whatever, okay? Whether you're a politician, whether you're some cause idiot, oh my God, I need my rights. I've got to scream and yell, David Hogg or something like that, a bunch of mental midgets. We see that all the time, okay? And they just try to rile up people and get them to do something. I don't know. We could think of quite a few things like Antifa, Portland, Seattle, January 6th, whatever, Ray Epps out there, screaming and everything. Soapbox. Okay. The ballot box. Well, yeah, we tried that in 2020. Tried it again in 2022. Ain't working so well anymore. Okay. We know what the people want, and then we know what the computers wind up wanting more. Trying to leave it somewhere. Okay. The jury box. Yeah, okay. Trump and 19 other people got indicted again in Georgia yesterday on another bullshit, trumped up, ain't going nowhere charge. The fun one about Georgia, I'm going to give you this, for people that are considering what's going on. Georgia is going to be the nail in the coffin for the liberals, because Georgia law prescribes that trials can be televised. Okay? Tell me there's not some TV channel that's going to want to televise Trump's trial. Every one of them's going to want to, okay? The fun part is, this is where the entire public is going to get to see what kind of farce that all these indictments are. Because there is no case. We all know that, all right? And so the district attorney, prosecutors, everybody, the whole legal team is going to have so much egg on their face, it's going to look like a Tyson chicken plant, okay? So that ought to be fun. The cartridge box. Y'all know what a cartridge box is, okay? I'm trying to keep me from getting in trouble. We all know what the cartridge box is. And people have said on my channel, on many other channels, it's time to use it, okay? We may be a lot closer than you think. And this is something you better be ready for, because the old saying of taking a knife to a gunfight isn't a good idea. Not even having a knife is not a good idea. When projectiles are coming your way and you have no way to stop that threat, yeah, that's not a good situation, okay? Duck and cover is good, but it doesn't stop the other guy. Why do I say this is closer than we think? This came out yesterday. University of Chicago. Uber liberal University of Chicago did a survey, okay, and found that 11.6%, or about 30 million people, okay, believe that the use of violence is okay if that's what it takes to keep Trump from moving into the White House again. 30 million people believe that killing people, burning down buildings, assaulting people, threatening people is acceptable to keep a duly elected person out of political office. 30 million. I mean, mind you this, Joe only got supposedly 81 million votes. That means 3 out of every 8 of those people that supposedly voted for Joe believe that violence is acceptable to keep Trump out of office, which inevitably keeps Joe in office. 3 out of 8. That means 37.5% of Democrats believe political violence is okay. Political violence, like what happens in Russia with Putin jailing Navalny. What happens in Ukraine with Zelensky jailing his opponents. What happens in, North Korea, where they execute people who speak negatively about Kim Jong-un. About China, where they execute people that don't worship at the altar of Xi Jinping. This is what liberals believe in. This is what they are promoting. 3 out of every 8, approximately, people that voted for Joe Biden believe it is okay to use violence to keep you from exercising your constitutional right, to keep you from exercising one of the other 4 of the boxes of liberty. Okay. So what are you going to do next November, when in order to get to the polling place to cast your vote for whomever you want to vote for, okay? Because you can't wear a shirt that says Trump into a polling place. You can't advertise. So they don't even know who you're going to vote for. You may be wanting to vote for Marianne Williamson or RFK or Vivek Ramaswamy. But they won't be on the ballot. You can write in anybody's name. You can write my name in if you want. Okay, you can vote for whomever you want. But the political left thinks it's okay to use violence to stop you. Now, how far would they go in violence? Would they threaten you? Would they try to physically assault you? Would they shoot you? Okay? This is Banana Republic stuff, guys. And if you don't think that the Democrats are going to ramp up the rhetoric to using their soapbox to get more people riled up to do this, remember Maxine Waters, you get in their face, blah, blah, blah. You remember all the protesters in the restaurants in Washington, D.C. a couple of years ago with senators or with Supreme Court justices or whatever, basically running them out of restaurants. You remember the attack on Rand Paul walking across the street in Washington, D.C., or the attack on Rand Paul in his front yard. What happens when that's you? Are you prepared to defend yourself, to fight back, to neutralize the enemy, or at least neutralize the threats by equal means? Now, what happens if they put a blockade up with a bunch of cars and you can't get down the road? And I'm not kidding. This is crap that happens in banana republics. We're going to put a blockade up on a road. The only way who are you going to vote for? I'm going to vote for Joe. Okay, you can pass. Who are you going to vote for? That's none of your business. I'm sorry, sir, you're not going through. I'm going through. No, you're not. Right? Okay. This is what 30 million Americans are stating is acceptable to them. 30 million I'm sorry, not 30 million Americans, 30 million Democrats, 30 million liberals, okay? I'll give you the other side of this. There are 18 million Trump supporters that say the use of force is justified to return Trump to the White House. That's about half, a little less than half, or a little more than half of how many Democrats think violence is acceptable. But if you combine this, we are talking about nearly 50 million people in this country are ready to go to the Cartridge Box. That is roughly between 1/6 and 1/7 of the entire population, including kids and whatever. Not including illegals, because nobody knows how many freaking illegals are here already. Okay. But between 1/6 and 1/7 of the population of this country believes violence is acceptable to determine who sits in the White House starting January 2025. Think about this. Let's say there's the two of you living in your house. Your next door neighbor has another couple. On the other side of your house, there's a couple. So of those three houses, yours and your two neighbors, that's 6 people. One of those 6 people believes that physical violence is acceptable in the next election. Welcome to Joe's America. Pinball out.